I found a very interesting video on YouTube. Now, you guys know I basically live on YouTube. It's actually quite bad. My screen time via YouTube is quite sickening, to be honest. But I found this YouTuber called Ash Callagan, I believe is her name. She's a really, really cool creator. I love her content. Really, really cool, really fun. She talks about menswear a lot and just like fashion in general and different like historical things and how that relates to current aesthetics and stuff like that. But I find her content really, really interesting and really cool. She's like really, yeah, she's kind of quirky, weird, kind of what you guys are saying in the chat. Like weirdly quirky, but in a cool way though. She's really cool, but quirky, weird, mysterious vibes. But she has this video that was titled Discussing Menswear as a Woman. And I really wanted to react to it because I just think it's really interesting. Like her take was really interesting. And I have a lot to say about points that were made in the video. Someone said, I feel like a lot of her appeal is in her accent and caustic manner. I don't know. I mean, whatever her appeal is, that's fine. I feel like all of us are different and we all have something weird about us that gives us a selling point. So I don't think that, her being British or whatever is, if that's the selling point, why she should lean into it. Why not? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into the video and see what points she's making and, kind of discuss. And I'll give my 2 cents on what I think about points being made.
Good morning. I actually feel incredibly awkward. Today I'm going to be talking about menswear as a woman.
Oh, that's it. I'm not going.
The reason why I feel awkward is because if the roles were reversed, it was a man talking about what a woman should wear.
What's up? I'm here with Cameron Dallas and Jason.
It would be highly unacceptable.
Yeah, that is true. Can you imagine if like I made a video telling women what they have to wear? That would not be taken well. I feel like my audience would be okay with it, but if it reached out of my audience, because my audience would know that I'm doing it in good faith, even though, to be fair, it probably wouldn't happen because I don't talk about style. But generally, I would get ethered from the internet if I made a video essentially talking about what I think women should wear. So it is kind of true. There is a double standard there. Double standards exist all over the place. That's kind of just the world we live in.
And this video would find itself on the unintended side of the internet. But this is what you asked for. This is what the men specifically asked for. So it's your fault. Don't go blaming me. And just to pass further blame, I do actually have my laptop here. I'm looking at photos of men. Let me just formulate a disclaimer quickly. As a woman talking about menswear...
You guys in the chat, so someone said, nearly all womenswear designers are men. They can't talk womenswear. I think societally, if you're a gay man, I think you kind of get a pass to talk about women and women's clothing because it's not seen the same. Me being a straight man, I just think it's seen differently by people in society. So I think it's different. And also as a designer, kind of creating a vision of the women's wear you want or how you want women to dress is a bit different to me making content on like things women should wear. Because, for example, when I look at content online, most of the content when it comes to menswear, you see like teaching men's fashion, telling people how to dress like a real man and stuff like that. Or you see women that make content along the lines of how to dress in a way that women find attractive or how to dress in a way to attract women. You see a lot of women making content like that. But I don't see really content on YouTube consistently where it's like a man being like, how women should dress to attract men. Like that's almost like a content category of fashion I've almost never seen. But the other two I definitely see. I see women telling men what to wear if they want to attract a woman. I see men telling men what to wear in terms of, from all perspectives, from creative perspectives to finding your personal style to how to dress like a real man. I see all of that. So I think it's not the same. It's not the same at all.
I do not represent the female opinion as a whole, neither do I represent male opinion as a whole. I'm merely commenting on the aesthetics of an outfit, as I do not know how an outfit would feel to a male, both emotionally and physically, as I am not a male. If you do get offended, please just open another tab and mute this one, but keep it running so I still get your view. Okay, so I just have a couple of bullet points written down here. Shall I go through them? Yes, I hear you say in unison. Where to start? One thing I noticed in male fashion, particularly the fashion space, not just looking at men's clothing in general, but the fashion bro environment, there is very little variation in what is considered fashionable. What is considered fashionable by the fashion bro is a baggy jean, cropped top, a loafer, and a zebra crossing. I was really struggling to find anything.
So I'm not sure if I totally agree with that. I feel like this look here is a TikTok constantly online idea of like what men wear or what is acceptable for men to wear, to be honest. I don't actually see a lot of men dressing like this apart from online, to be honest. So I don't like if I think of fashion bros, I think men in fashion it's very segmented, right? You have the, opium boys, they dress a bit more baggy, but they definitely don't wear loafers like that. They wear crazy massive sneakers, or they wear, what else do those opium guys wear? Or just like boots, like crazy boots. So when they wear like these sort of baggy fits, they don't wear it with t-shirts like that. They wear it with, baggy blazers, baggy hoodies, boots, that sort of stuff. So I don't know if I necessarily agree that men, like, this is the only acceptable way for men to dress. Then you have like other people that are still stuck in bloke core aesthetic. You've got those men. You have all different. You have the avant-garde whores that wear Rick Owens, like their life depends on it. So I feel like it's segmented. I don't think this is the only look that is acceptable for fashion bros to wear, personally. I don't see that many people dressing like this.
And a zebra crossing. I was really struggling to find anything that wasn't baggy jean, loafer, crop top. Heaven knows why, because it's awful. I really don't like it. I know that something trendy by definition has to be popular, so you are going to be wearing the same kind of things. However, I just think more trends exist in women's wear than in menswear. So to be considered fashionable or trendy or following trends or into fashion, just every outfit looks very similar because there's less things to choose from. I think my sentiment remains the same when I talk about female fashion and male fashion. I don't like following trends, so of course I'm going to say that I don't like the baggy jean loafer look because it's the biggest trend at the moment. I
think so. She's talking about not liking trends. So personally, I think that there's nothing wrong with trends. It's how you see it. I think what's really toxic with trends is the fact that people switch out their wardrobes completely to follow the trends, and it leads to a lot of waste, and it's a wasteful way to view fashion. And it's kind of like you're not really wearing what you like, you're wearing what is popular. There's something inherently wrong with that, definitely. But I think you can look at a trend and be like, oh, that's interesting. I never would have thought to pair jeans with, jackets that way. Let me add it to my style, or let me find a way to cohesively add it to the way I'm already dressing, and find ways to mix that with clothes that I already own. I think that's the healthier way to view trends. But I think that there's a certain like point in fashion that you get to where you're just like, I hate all trends and I reject all trends. But I don't think that's productive per se, to just completely negate all trends and be like, all trends bad. I think it's a very like simplistic way to view trends or trend cycles, because ultimately, however you dress, an argument could be made that the way that you dress it fits into a certain trend cycle at some time period, right? So you can't 100% be against trends. I think it's just a very like contrarian, I'm so into fashion that I don't care about trends take. But I don't think that there's anything like inherently wrong with trends, unless like kind of what I mentioned earlier. It's the way you view it.
Sympathize because there is far less silhouettes to play with in menswear, and again, far less trends to choose from if you want something fashionable or considered fashionable. Don't find inspiration from the fashion bros. They are being paid to wear whatever they're wearing, or being paid to follow trends in general, or indirectly being paid. So there's some kind of ulterior motive to the way they dress. Furthermore, they will have to dress differently every day.
Sometimes I want to dress like this, then I want to dress like this, then like this, and on Tuesdays like this.
To be honest, that's a funny video that she showed. She's spitting, by the way. That's a funny video she showed because it looks like the same fit. just in like different colors with different pieces. Like the way he's like, sometimes I want to dress like this and just like that. It literally looked like the same outfit. Wait, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back 1 second. I swear to God that looked like the same fit.
Have to dress differently every day.
Sometimes I want to dress like this. Then I want to dress like this. Then like this. And on Tuesdays, like this.
That's the same fit.
To get content every day.
Also, shout out to Drew Joyner. They're using Drew Joyner voiceovers. Hey, that's how you know Drew Joyner has gone way out of the stratosphere. People using his voiceovers. That being said, when Drew Joyner does those, like, sometimes I want to dress like this and I want to dress like this, he actually wears different outfits. But I think in this case, it literally looked like the same fit done in 4 different ways.
So they'll have to wear a different outfit every day, and it kind of means that there's too much planning and too much thought gone into creating an outfit, and it just means that the outfit comes out really unnatural. This is actually one of the reasons why I don't particularly show my own outfits on the internet. I will occasionally show an outfit here and there, but I don't like the idea of curating an outfit for a photo, because I think that you think.
So she's about to cook, and this is where I really, really heavily, strongly agree with her. So I've always thought like this, right? Which is why I don't post a lot of Instagram fit pictures. It's because I feel like if you're a content creator that makes content around style specifically, it's almost inevitable that eventually you start curating your outfits for your Instagram feed or to get likes or to get sponsorship deals. And when you mix all of that into a pot, it means you're not really dressing for yourself, or you're not really, you start to dress for your audience, or to dress for an algorithm, or to dress for clicks, or to dress for money. And all of that, to me, I just don't find very genuine. And that's why you tend to see a lot of content creators, when they start making, you know, styling videos, eventually it just becomes like the way they dress is a bit algorithmic. That's why I don't like to post the way I dress online a lot. And kind of, I've talked about this so many times. I've mentioned this. You guys would know I talk about this all the time. But I totally agree with what she's saying. And I agree with the logic that I'm guessing she's about to follow through with upon like saying why she doesn't do that. So let me bring it back slightly.
The reasons why I don't particularly show my own outfits on the internet. I will occasionally show an outfit here and there, but I don't like the idea of curating an outfit for a photo, because I think that you think too hard about it. So with me, my 2 most recent posts on Instagram, in fact, I'm wearing the same jumper in both. If I were one of these fashion girly influencers, if I just wore the same jumper every day, people would get incredibly bored with my content. So it's just not something that I can do, and I'd have to think of new outfit ideas every single day, which would lead me to wear things that I don't necessarily like as much as that blue jumper. Like, the reason why I'm wearing that blue jumper in both those videos is because I like that jumper. I don't have as many things to choose from as a fashion girly. I'm not being paid to wear clothing, so I just wear what I like, and it comes out much more naturally. As there's a smaller population of fashion bros than there is fashion girlies, the pool of things to choose from when you're wanting to pick an outfit is just vastly reduced. And for that, I do sympathize with you. So where do you find inspiration? In fact, don't find it on outfit ideas for men on Pinterest, Instagram,
Thank you. I was waiting for her to say, because with a critique of menswear and men dressing the same and stuff, I think it's very important also to mention that men in general have less options in terms of silhouettes, clothing, different types of shirts, trousers, different cuts. It's just a lot more limited than women's wear. So that always has to be mentioned.
In fact, don't find it on outfit ideas for men on Pinterest, Instagram, or TikTok. You will just get a baggy jean wearing crop top adorned, keychain dangling 20-year-old man, and you all look the same. I don't like it. Being fashionable is not the same as being trendy. These outfits are trendy, and this is not the same as being fashionable.
Do I agree with that? Being fashionable is not the same thing as being trendy. I don't know. I think some people are stylish enough to, even when they hop on a trend, they do it in a perfect way. Like they style it in a way where the cut is amazing, the fit is amazing, and even if it's trendy, they're still stylish. I don't know if there's a complete different. Yeah, I think kind of what someone is saying in the chat, I think there can be an overlap. Yeah, I don't think it's completely different in terms of being stylish and, you know, being trendy are like completely different things. I don't know that to be completely true. But I definitely agree to an extent.
Fortunately, if only it were that easy, but it's not. So where can you find inspiration? Find inspiration for people whose job it is not fashion. The best people to look at for inspiration are creatives, but not in the genre of fashion, if you know what I mean. So you have your actors, your singers, your artists. Look towards those people for inspiration because their focus is not their outfit. So their outfit will be very natural to them. They're just wearing what they have to wear to follow their creative endeavor. However, they have that creative mind. So I believe their outfit will be somewhat a creative outlet for them. But because it's not the focus, they're not thinking too hard about it. They're trying to showcase their artwork. So they're not necessarily thinking about their outfit quite as much as what their art looks like. And by this virtue, I think they would create a more natural outfit. Oh, another one is go onto YouTube and watch all of the house tours of artists. Artists have great fashion sense, I think. The view of what people wear is very skewed due to TikTok and Instagram. You don't want to...
Yeah, kind of what people are saying in the chat. A lot of artists have stylists. A lot of celebrities have stylists. It's not, most of their style is not like genuinely them or whatever. Like it's not. By the time we see their style, a lot of them have stylists. And the other ones, a lot of them just dress really plainly. It's kind of the paradox I've talked about on my channel before, the designer dressing paradox, where you put so much time and energy into your art form, whether that's clothing design, whether that's actual like, art, paintbrush to canvas. You put so much time into that you don't really want to think too much about what you wear, or some other people just have a uniform. That way it takes out the thought and they can think more about their designs. So I think that it's not that straightforward as, artists are more genuine, so they dress better. I don't think it's that simple. I don't think so.
To take outfit inspiration from a fashion creator. Am I shooting myself in the foot here? Don't look towards them for outfit inspiration because they are creating an outfit to show you. Yeah, okay. Is that enough on that? Is that enough on that? I think that's enough on that. I've told you now to stop wearing the baggy jean, crop top, keychain, loafer. But what do you wear instead? I'm going to tell you what I personally like. Let me just refer you back to my disclaimer. I do not represent the female opinion as a whole. Neither do I represent male opinion as a whole. I like giving my opinion, and what you asked for was my opinion, so it's your fault. Baggy trousers. What do you wear instead of baggy trousers? I want to talk about crotches. Excuse the vulgar language, but the crotch of a jean should fit your own crotch.
So once again, this is probably why I don't make styling videos, because I think that when you start to tell people what they should or shouldn't wear, there's going to be holes in whatever you say. Like to say, instead of wearing baggy trousers, this is what you should wear. I don't think any cut of trousers should be off limits. I think that if you like baggy trousers, or they work for you, or they fit into your style, wear that. If it's tapered trousers, wear that. If they're skinny trousers, wear that. I don't think that it should be, instead of this, wear this instead. Instead of that, wear this instead. I think that's inherently the issue I always have with any video that suggests people should dress a certain way or, have a certain style. But also, kind of what you guys are saying in the chat, this is also true. Her own audience could have very well have asked. That's true. But I do think that there's a hole in the instead of this, wear this, or instead of that, wear this. And a very rigid understanding of what like men in fashion wear, right? That whole like baggy jeans, crop top shirt, I promise you that's a TikTok thing. I promise you, I barely see many people in real life dressing that way. And I live in London, which is a city that's considered very, fashion forward. I'm in London almost every day. I genuinely don't see that many people dressing like that, to be honest.
This is horrendous to talk about. I'm not saying that you need a low-waisted, fitted crotch, but sometimes I look at these outfits and I know why they're a photograph, because there's no possible way you could even walk in these, because the tops of your legs would be far restricted. So I don't know how on earth you'd be walking in it. So don't believe everything you see online, as I say, because there's no way these fashion bros are even getting anywhere. But yes, in conclusion.
Math equations, this is interesting.
I don't know. Next thing I said I didn't like was the crop top. So what do we wear instead of this? If you like the cropped length, I really like it when you tuck your shirt into your jeans. Stop chopping your crop tops. I don't know who told you that was a good idea, because it's not. I'm really not a fan of the boxy hip length t-shirt. If you like that cropped length, like if you don't want your t-shirt to fall lower, tuck it in. Stop snipping it off. It's not a good idea and I don't like it. If you like the crop length, which I appreciate, tuck your shirt in. Don't crop your shirt is what I would recommend. Following on from this, if you don't want to tuck in your shirt, just leave it long. Like don't crop it. don't crop it. It creates a very bizarre silhouette, I think. And it's the same with jackets, with cropped jackets.
So what I will say is, so I agree with her in the sense that if you don't tuck your shirt in visually to the average person, the silhouette looks way more bizarre. I definitely agree with her. However, I just don't inherently think that a bizarre silhouette is wrong, because that's where avant-garde fashion comes in. A lot of things that are avant-garde look bizarre. That's what makes them avant-garde. It's so far away from the norm that it's, you know, extraordinary, or not even necessarily extraordinary. That's not the right word, but it's weird, it's quirky, it's avant-garde, it's different. So I think there's not necessarily something inherently wrong with a bizarre silhouette, unless you're going for a classic look, or you want to look more classic or more presentable. If you're trying to look more presentable, more classic, or those kind of things, then I definitely think that her advice makes more sense, because that silhouette would make you look more less bizarre and therefore more normal to the average person, and therefore more stylish to the average person. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with things being bizarre. And then also, kind of like what you guys are saying, there are different male body types. Like someone like me, for example, everything I wear is cropped because I have an extremely short torso and really long legs. So I have to buy things that are marketed as cropped for it to fit normally on me. So there's also that aspect to things.
Jackets. There's this very bizarre silhouette going around in the fashion bros with the cropped jacket, bow-legged, baggy jeans. Like, you're all walking around like you've got rickets. Just like I've said, with women, the wide leg, low rise, parallel jean is awful. I just don't like it. It's personal opinion. Another sentiment I've said with women's wear, another concept I've said with women's wear that I like, baggy clothing that's just too big for you. I prefer that to intentionally oversized clothing. When you get intentionally oversized clothing, I find the proportions quite unnatural, or quite trendy, maybe, rather, is a better way of putting it. If you just wear something that's too big, it maintains the same silhouette as if you're wearing something small, but you've got it baggy. So I would say when you're looking at jeans, don't go for anything that says wide leg, baggy as intended, like, or barrel leg or things like that. You just want a normal looking jean. If the title of the jean is more than 5 words long, you're doing something.
Well, you guys are having an interesting conversation in the chat. To be honest, she prefaced it with being her own opinion, but I think the resistance in the chat is due to her being prescriptive. If she just said, oh, this is men I find hot, doubt it would be as annoying. I don't really find her annoying. Like I said, I love her content. I think it's interesting. I like people that putting myself in an echo chamber of opinions that are exactly the same as mine. I just think that it's a very narrow view on menswear, or like what menswear should look like. But it is very much giving what you're saying the vibe of, oh, this is men I find hot, or this is menswear, in the view of the lens that I think works. But I don't think it's anything against her, to be honest. I don't think it should be held against her, because it's just her opinion. And I think that's the whole point of YouTube. YouTube is where you can post a video where it's just your opinion, and then people can have their own thoughts on what that opinion is, because you've shared it online. But I don't think that, it's her opinion. I think that's fine for her to share her opinion. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that.
Something wrong. It's far too complicated. Just get blue jeans. Wear them with a belt. Another one the fashion bros tend to like are jorts. Again, equally with women. I don't really like the jorts. The big, massive, almost...
But the jorts are cool though. Like, wait. That fit there,
jorts?
I actually
Again,
think is
equally
quite
with
cool.
women. I don't really...
That fit there with the white socks and it's just different. I don't want to live in a world where everyone dresses the same and no one really experiments. If you're telling people don't wear jorts, don't wear this, don't wear baggy trousers, tuck your shirt in, it's too rigid. Like, I like that people are experimenting with clothing. It's kind of what Imani is saying. She is an enemy of personal style. Yeah, so it's like, some people prefer skinny silhouette. Some people prefer a wide silhouette. Some people prefer that bow-legged, denim silhouette that she was talking about. Some people don't. Because there are people that do that silhouette that I absolutely love, and they've been doing it for years. Exhibit A. Greg is someone who I'm a big fan of, right? I like his style. It's kind of like classic with a twist. It's more about like shapes and silhouettes and stuff. And he does that sort of silhouette of trouser a lot, like that baggy sort of curved trouser. He loves that silhouette of trouser, like this kind of silhouette of trouser. And I think it's amazing on him. I think he looks great every time he wears that sort of stuff. So I think to say that this, not this, that, not this, it's too rigid. It's way too rigid. It's too rigid to view menswear that way.
Don't really like the jorts.
'Cause
the big
The point I wanted to make is menswear is already rigid because we don't have a lot of variety, especially not the variety, the level of women's wear. So to add more rigidity to that just makes it worse. It just makes it worse.
Another one the fashion bros tend to like jorts. Again, equally with women. I don't really like the jorts. The big, massive, almost pyramidal jorts are the ones that I don't like. And I don't like them on women. I don't like them on men. I've said that in the past. When you're wearing shorts, honestly, just don't go for the latest trend, I think is what I'm saying. I like a little short. I like a short where it's above the knee. I think it's far better than this.
No. First of all, you have to think of different body types. I think the really short shorts only works if you're skinny. I think that's the only time it works, to be very honest with you. This one, I'm going to heavily disagree. I specifically only wear Comme des Garçons un plus shorts or shorts that have that exact silhouette because I have an athletic build. I have really muscular legs. So if I wear shorts like that, it looks absolutely ridiculous. So I think to say that, to have a like blanket statement and say that, men should be wearing shorter shorts, I don't agree with that one bit. I think it depends on your body type as to whether that works or not, to be honest. So yeah, I just completely disagree with that. I want to put on screen the kind of silhouette of shorts I'm talking about because my shorts are over the knee, but just over the knee. They're kind of just over the knee. So this is the silhouette of shorts that I buy. So exactly this kind of shape. So they're kind of wide, just over the knee, flowy kind of silhouette of shorts. Like this silhouette of shorts is my go-to for shorts, for my kind of build. If I wore those kind of tiny short shorts, I would look so stupid. Like I would look like an idiot, literally. So I think once again, skinny men, yes. But depending on your body type, I don't think that that's the best fit for shorts, to be honest.
Massive jort thing. And similarly, if you want to wear a longer short, just wear that short. Don't make it this denim boxy baggy jean with a sock on a loafer. If you're wearing loafers, don't wear them with shorts. Don't wear them with shorts. Oh, please don't with shorts. I've said before that I don't like juxtaposition.
I agree with her in the sense that, so trousers to me personally, but it's just personal opinion, I think looks better with loafers than shorts most of the time. However, I still don't agree that therefore no one should wear shorts with loafers because I think that interesting fashion comes from experimentation. So that's why I semi-agree and then semi-disagree, to be honest. But yeah, it's interesting that she said that. When I'm hideously rich, I'll just buy up all of Demna's clothing that is on market and dump it so no one would ever wear it. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, going back to the video. So I just think that there's beauty in experimentation. And that's the thing about personal style. I can appreciate ways of dressing that I don't dress like. I can appreciate styles that I would never wear, but I can see the validity of it. So it's kind of strange to just say that never wear loafers with shorts, never wear that with this, never wear trousers with that. It's too rigid for me. This is why I find it really difficult to get into personal style videos. They always if I started reacting to loads of personal style advice tip videos, you would see that I would recognize so many holes in what they're saying. It just always tends to be the case with these kind of videos.
That was a bizarre movement in recent fashion history where we started saying that we like things to juxtapose. I'm thinking bloquette, core, heels with the Adidas tracksuits and blah, blah, blah. I don't like this. I don't like it aesthetically and I struggle to see how it'd be worn appropriately just going about your business. I hold the same sentiment towards men's fashion. It's not cohesive and I think you can tell when you look at it. The incoherency is actually a trend. The fashion trend was juxtaposition. And I think I just didn't like that fashion trend, maybe is a better way of putting it. But again, that's not to say don't wear loafers. I like a loafer. I like a loafer when it's worn in a loafer appropriate outfit. On the subject of footwear, let me tell you about footwear I like. If in doubt, Birkenstock it out. You can never go wrong with a taupe Birkenstock box.
You lost me there. You've lost me. If in doubt, Birkenstocks. Oh yeah, you lost me. You lost me. She must be trolling. She must be trolling. There is no... That is so funny. Okay, let's just continue the video. That is really, really funny. Also, someone in the chat is saying that this video is very interesting. I totally agree. I think it's an extremely interesting video, actually. I think it's a great video, which is why I wanted to react to it. And I like her videos. I think a lot of her videos, whether I agree or not, I think she just brings up interesting points. And that's why I think a lot of her videos do really well and they get really good discussions around the videos because she brings up topics that people like to discuss. So yeah, but let's watch on if in doubt, Birkenstocks. I had a good laugh there. That was quite funny.
Boston, in my opinion. I think it is a superior shoe and in every outfit looks good. When you wear Birkenstocks, you don't need to type in Birkenstocks outfit because then you start coming in with all the granola boys and you're trying to form like a costume outfit. Just wear your normal clothes with a Birkenstock. Another tip, don't wear white trainers. Something that I've said to the women, don't wear white trainers.
So now you can't even wear white trainers. What? So you can't even wear white trainers? What? Obviously, I feel like she's definitely trolling. She has like a tone of voice that makes me think she's trolling, to be fair. But in no circumstance to wear white trainers, like, that's crazy.
I much prefer black trainers over white trainers. Again, personal preference. It's actually so awful talking about. Another one I noticed was men don't tend to wear bags particularly often. And you certainly don't wear small bags. I think you don't wear small bags because your pockets are big enough or you have.
So I totally disagree. I think that most men wear bags because most men, just not handbags, but most men wear like a crossbody or have a tote bag, or because men carry loads of things around all the time. And then also we have massive pockets too. But most guys that I know always carry stuff. Like they always carry stuff. Like either you're working, so you carry your laptop with you everywhere you go. I don't know if I agree with that. Most men just don't carry bags at all. I don't know about all of that.
You have pockets, full stop. Women tend to have fake pockets, small pockets, or no pockets. So we can have little tiny handbags. But with the men, you can fit stuff in your pocket. Am I correct? I don't know. Maybe I'm not correct in that. If you're carrying something big, like if you want a cereal box or something, I don't know. Where are you going to put the cereal box? Oh, you know what I mean. I can't think of the analogies. I don't look at men enough. I'm not around men enough to think about hypotheticals. But basically, you need big bags. So what bag do you wear? The obvious route, I think, is wear a backpack. And I've said before that I like backpacks. I like backpacks.
You guys in the chat are killing me, praying for whoever she ends up dating. She's going to give him like 5 million rules on how to dress. That's hilarious. You can't wear white trainers and, never wear loafers with shorts. You're not allowed to wear shorts, only trousers. And while you're at it, you're not allowed to wear baggy anything. And if I see you following any sort of trend, I will absolutely vomit all over the floor. And by the way, make sure you carry a bag everywhere you go. I don't know. I just think that maybe a POV is mainly that, fashion should have loads of rules and all these rigid rules, which I obviously inherently don't agree with. Whatever rule you have, I've seen someone break that rule and look good. So the white trainers, no one should wear white trainers. I've seen so many people wear white trainers and look amazing. What other rule does people shouldn't wear baggy clothes? I've seen people wear baggy clothes and look amazing. I think it just depends on, how you do it and how it's put together more so than anything else.
Where you strap yourself in. But another thing, a backpack is not smart or nice. It's more of a functionality. It still can obviously be fashionable. Myself, when I wear my backpack, I wear it with the straps across, and that's how I kind of like do it up because I just feel like people don't tend to do that as much. So anyway, if you're going somewhere nice, what kind of bag can you hold that's not feminine? Like how to not make it feminine and how to not make it look overly trendy or cheesy or outdated. Personally, the sports duffel bags that are worn cross shoulder, they remind me of high school. All of the boys when I went to high school wore Nike duffel bags that were crossbody. Personally, I'm not a fan of a crossbody male species. See, this is hard.
This is the issue because once again, like when she said earlier in the video, she said that men are dressing in that like baggy denim way, which I was like, I don't see that many men dressing that way. I think that's more of like a TikTok trend thing. Now she's talking about in school, men were wearing those crossbody Nike bags. So the reason why we used to wear those Nike bags is because we had football training after school, but we also needed to carry our books. So it was more of a practical thing. It was not a style consideration at all. If you're talking about style tips, I don't think any man wears a crossbody Nike gym bag as a fashion statement. I don't know any man on this planet that does that. Every single man I know that, has that bag, they're either going to the gym or they're doing something athletic, or they just have to stow loads of clothes because maybe they're going to work and going to the gym after, or they're going to work and they're going to whatever, football training after, rugby training. That's the only time you'd see men having those bags. So to say that, you know, I don't like it when men wear this stuff, it's unstylish. It's never a stylish consideration for men at all. It wasn't in school when we were kids, and it's not as adults.
It feminine and how to not make it look overly trendy or cheesy or outdated. Personally, the sports duffel bags that are worn cross shoulder, they remind me of high school. All of the boys when I went to high school wore Nike duffel bags that were crossbody. Personally, I'm not a fan of a crossbody on male species. See, this is hard because I feel for you. I feel for you again, because how on earth do you wear a bag comfortably? The margin for a good outfit in men is very thin because you have outdated, ugly outfits. You have your sweet spot in the middle where you have a good outfit, and then you have your try hard outfit, and I feel like that sweet spot in the middle is actually very incredibly small because you have so little to choose from. I do feel sorry for you. If I were to talk about bags, I prefer it when you have the bag that you hold in your hand. I'm thinking Bottega 2025. I like it. I feel like that's quite impractical. It's quite impractical and hard to carry around a bag in that way. Or for me it is, at least. Maybe you have bigger muscles than me. I mean, of course you do. I can see.
So once again, she's making a video about menswear. Let me bring it back. She said it's impractical to carry a bag, but most men that are stylish, that's the exact way that they carry bags. Like they wear duffels. It's mainly duffels for men. So once again, she said it's impractical to carry a bag like that, but that's how most men's bags are. Especially men, when they wear suits, those are the kind of bags that they carry. So it's like that's literally the prototypical hashtag menswear style of bag. Literally, like the duffel bag that you hold in like that, you kind of clutch it under. Crazy.
Bottega 2025. I like it. I feel like that's quite impractical. It's quite impractical and hard to carry around a bag in that way. Or for me it is, at least. Maybe you have bigger muscles than me. I mean, of course you do. I can see a man wearing a Longchamp bag and that looking good, held like a briefcase type thing. Do I have anything else to talk about? I think honestly the main thing is don't think too hard about it. Look at Giovanni Agnelli, an Italian business.
I think the main thing is don't think too hard about it, but there are like 50 million rules in the video. That's crazy.
Man, who to me is the epitome of sprezzatura, just effortlessly stylish. I think it's just simple. Don't layer. Honestly, what is the point in this video? Because literally every single sentiment that I don't like in women's wear, I don't like in men. Every single sentiment in women's wear I like in men. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop there because I feel really awkward, and I'm very incredibly sorry if I were to offend anyone. I love men, I love women, but I also hate everyone. Don't come anywhere near me because I'm quite hostile. Honestly, I don't know what to say. Don't take me seriously. I don't know what I'm talking about. I give up.
She's very intelligent. When you end a video with "don't take me seriously, what do I know anyway," that's like a very good way to like absolve yourself of any responsibility with anything you've said, because then you can just turn around and say, I wasn't even being serious anyway, and they're just opinions, which is smart. Smart people do that. I should probably start doing that more, to be fair. But yeah, it was interesting. I think it would be weird for people to be offended by anything she says. Like, I definitely agree with some things she said, disagree with others. But I think it'll be a bit weird for people to just be offended by someone's personal opinion on what they think looks good. I think most people have a personal preference for what they think looks good, to be honest. I do. I'm sure all of you watching definitely do. I just think that when you're giving advice, the advice needs to be a bit more nuanced than wear this, don't wear that, don't wear this. It kind of gives vibes of like, men have to dress this way or you dress bad, which I don't agree with inherently. So yeah, it was an interesting watch though. I really enjoyed it. I do enjoy like watching her videos though. So if you guys want to check out her channel, her name is Ash Callagan. She makes a lot more videos that are kind of similar, like style tips, kind of for menswear, women's wear, all that sort of stuff. So definitely check out her content if you are interested. Oh my god, weirdest shit I've ever seen. Jeez. It's just a prank, bro. Oh yeah, you know those YouTube videos where people punch you in the face and then when you want to punch them back, it's just a prank, bro. That's I always think of that when I watch a video, like a YouTube video, and then it's ended with, what do I know anyway? I just don't know anything anyway. Like I'm just pointless, just pushing my opinions out there on the internet. That's literally, that's the best analogy ever. This YouTube channel runs on your support. If you want to support the channel, you can subscribe to my Patreon. You'll gain access to exclusive content that includes everything from my Patreon podcast, where I give a behind the scenes insight into the fashion industry, as well as a fashion book club where I review my favorite fashion books. You can also check out my fashion ebook, which highlights the best fashion journalists to follow, definitions of common fashion terminology, and how to determine what a good source of fashion information is. The links to everything are in the description below.